Well, welcome to another edition of the Spunker Report. Makeup has become somewhat of a curious, morbid fascination to me, I guess, in the last couple of days. But, so it's kind of to address his delusional Jericho fantasies.
What do you want for Christmas, little boy? A Ranger time, motherfucker! That's right, all you wannabe defenders of freedom! I want you to Ranger the fuck up! Ranger that! It's time to bust a Ranger nut! And become America's thriving cock of justice!
Okay, I'm going to show this clip of this shit that happened in Atlanta. And now, bear in mind, man, these people have eaten. You know, it was just a application they were coming to get. Okay, you know, there was still electricity running. There was a bunch of armed cops in riot gear.
Stood in the lines for hours in 90-degree heat. Dozens of people were treated for overheating. This is just amazing. Last week on this program, I showed videotape of what it was like back in the 30s and how desperate people were. And recalled a story at the dinner table that my dad used to say, how he went through the Depression and that they had bread lines and...
Alright. Now, YouTube won't even allow, well, they do, but it ends up getting flagged, footage of what other places are like. Now, I can neither confirm nor deny that I've ever been to this country, but I did find some footage from Liberia. And, well, here's like the first clip.
US links with Liberia are strong and relate to the country's origin in the late 1800s as a haven for freed US slaves. Until peace was once again restored last week, the fighters were controlling downtown Monrovia for the first time in this war. This time I'm moving on the enemy. I'll continue until we reach the bridge and cross. I'm not turning back. This war resembles no other. Many of the fighters believe they're invincible to bullets. And sometimes that they do not even need guns. Any old drain pipe will do. A strong belief in African voodoo or juju underpins much of the recklessness of this war.
We love the music. There's some music.
We love the music. This is music. They play it fantastically. We'd call it the sound of death.
It's the sound of music to us.
Okay. And then now I'll add in another clip.
But for many young Liberians, it's not the killing that counts. Opportunism thrives. There's not a shop or building in Monrovia that hasn't been looted. In the US-run Greystone compound, 20,000 displaced people have been sheltering. It's also here that many of the looted goods turn up, in stalls scattered throughout the compound. And next door to the Greystone camp, Tina, a nurse, recently arrived home to find her house ransacked. Monrovians have weathered this war since 1990. Many Liberians like Tina have suffered it all before.
Okay, and here's another one, man. Just pay attention to it.
Thus far, despite a series of ceasefires, fighting has always resumed, each time more ferociously than ever before. And now there are ominous signs that these young fighters are engaging in another type of atrocity, cannibalism. At an NPFL checkpoint, 2 dead bodies lie in the middle of the road. Exhausted NPFL fighters rest after a hard battle. They told us the dead fighters were captured alive. Around about 6 o'clock, we were attacked. They all came to loot. They were going all around here, naked.
They are just going around naked, looting all around. They came to loot us.
They came to loot the construction compound. We managed to arrest 3 or 4 of them alive.
And on this last clip here, I'm editing it very heavily. You know, there's a lot I'm cutting out because I know it would get flagged for being gruesome or something like that. So,
Said they prefer the meat cooked, but their commander, Major Vamu, claimed that he eats it raw. Anybody who is your enemy, you can eat him. If I know there's somebody who wants to kill me, I'll grab you, I will eat you raw. Yes.
bear in mind that it's the real deal. And I know a lot of you guys want to go the racism angle. Don't get caught up in that, man.
What's that? You're a minority? No problem, Soul Brother Ranger! Supper pie! You mean supper pie, porker!
That's a foolish snare to be caught up in. You know, don't get caught up in the racism. Okay. So you really think it's going to be like Jericho? No, like I said before, you want it to be like Jericho. The reality is, when a government's infrastructure collapses and they can no longer maintain positive control, this happens, man. You know, we just, in our modern history, haven't seen it in, say, a European or white country. You know, not in our modern history. But people are no longer the quality of what they used to be. Like when you think back to, you know, oh, my grandparents were, you know, something in the Great Depression, they remember it. Are they even alive anymore? People that actually remember living through it. I'm not talking about somebody that might be a little kid. Even if they were a little kid during the Depression, they're older than fucking dirt now, man. That's why somebody like Ironhead is so fascinating to so many people, is because he still possesses the skills that they had back then. That's why there wasn't more widespread cannibalism going on, you know, freaky crab man raids and all that shit during the American Civil War, as we were still an agrarian society. People just basically knew how to take care of themselves. That is not the case. That is absolutely not the case in the last, what, 3-4 generations of Americans, or Western Europeans for that matter. No, not even. Not even. You know, outside of some farm boys and hillbillies, that's it. You know, so everybody in a city is no different. So don't get caught up on the color. You would be deceiving yourself at that point. And you know, it's just food for thought, man, that this happens, and these people have guns, like we have guns. You know, go check out stuff. You know, you don't know what it's never come to the States yet. You know, if you guys believe, you know, that all this stuff's going to happen, if you don't buy the fact that we can spend our way out of this, oh well, man, you know, if you don't check it out, cool, ain't gonna be no skin off my nuts, man. I already know the way the world works. I know what the rest of the world's like. It's a fucking shithole. You guys wonder why I am the way I am. I've seen some fucking horrid shit. Smells that stay with you the rest of your lifetime, man. Yeah, that's something you douchebags never know about, man. You guys that play video games, and watch movies. You know, the smell. And I'm not trying to rip off that, what the hell was that movie? Apocalypse Now. Because the napalm smell is one thing. I'm talking about the smell of bodies rotting. Been rotten for a few days, a few weeks. You know, when you come by and they're all fucking bloated and shit. And then you do shit like throw rocks at them or poke them with a stick. You know, just to watch them pop. It happens, man. You guys think I'm weird? You guys think I'm a meanie? I'm a bully? Yeah. No. Just a fucking survivor, man. Just a motherfucking survivor. That's all I can say. I was never a hero. I met a few. I wasn't some great hero. It's just a fucking survivor, dude. Oh, can't it be like Jericho? Can't it be like Jericho? Yeah, buddy. It's going to be like Jericho. We're all going to have our own little towns, and we're going to be forming little communities. We're going to waste our resources and not even take proper evaluation of them for fucking, what, 2 seasons, motherfucker? Whatever. God. You guys are fucking failures, man. And the fucking part of it is you are so fucking arrogant as to not even consider that you might be wrong. But yet, you know you're wrong. And your fucking ego won't allow you to admit it. So you're going to even hardline more and figure out how to flag people more and sue them. Once again, returning to the system of your master. Well, I guess that's it for this edition of the Spunker Report.